We are about to get you live images that are coming from Washington, D.C. I want to take you straight to White House and get you images. These are the first images that are emerging of this meeting that's taking place between the 46th and the 47th President of the United States of America. This is the transition meeting that is taking place. Joe Biden, the outgoing President of the United States of America, handing over to Donald Trump. He is the 47th President of the United States of America, and these are images of their meeting in Washington, D.C. This is the first time the two are meeting after a gap of 4 years. Remember, it was Donald Trump who had handed over charge to Joe Biden in 2020. And in 2024, it's Joe Biden who's handing over charge to Donald Trump. Of course, the swearing in or the inauguration, as it's known in American parlance, that inauguration will take place on the 20th of January 2025 in Washington, D.C., when Donald Trump will be sworn in as the 47th President of the United States of America. He was also the 45th President of the United States of America. So this is that historic meeting that is taking place at the Oval Office in the United States in Washington, D.C. And this is a very, very crucial meeting. We are told that the remarks lasted just about a minute, and Trump said politics is extremely tough. But he thanked Joe Biden for a very smooth transition, for which Joe Biden has just said, "You are welcome." Now, before this meeting, Donald Trump addressed the Republican Party representatives, and I want you to listen in to the conversation that transpired.
Politics is tough, and it's in many cases not a very nice world, but it is a nice world today, and I appreciate it very much. A transition that's so smooth, it'll be as smooth as it can get, and I very much appreciate that, Joe.
You're welcome. Thank you all.
Politics is tough, and it's in many cases not a very...
So is this a rather uncomfortable meeting that is taking place? Many had argued that Joe Biden wanted to take on Donald Trump. Joe Biden was trying to contest elections once again, but it was after the first debate that it was decided by the Democrats that it wouldn't be Joe Biden and that Kamala Harris would come in. But she didn't have much time, just barely over 107 days for her campaign. And many in the Democrat, their camp, they are blaming Joe Biden for handing over the mantle to Kamala Harris a little too late. Who has the last laugh here? Of course, it is Donald Trump. But apart from Donald Trump, who else? But before I get you much more on that big story, and we'll take you to Washington, D.C. and get you the pulse on ground, let's listen in to Donald Trump.
I just want to thank everybody. You've been incredible. We worked with a lot of you to get you in, and you helped me, and you helped me too. And my numbers were, so they say, the 129 years is the most important election in 129 years. That's pretty good. I said, who is the 129 years? What was that, Doc Ronnie? Who's 129 years ago? I'd never looked, because it started at being 100, and then they upped it to that, but it's a great compliment. We won the majority by 7.1 million. We won, which is great, because Republicans aren't supposed to be winning the majority, Marjorie. You know that, right? And we won that, and we won it every way, all 7 swing states, by a lot. And then Michigan was great, couldn't be better, I'll tell you. Michigan was great, and we had a couple of people, almost New Jersey is right, just a few points. it's got them very worried because they say, well, next time if we go up even a fraction of what we went up, you're going to win New York, you're going to win New Jersey, you're going to win places that weren't winnable. California, too.
So for Donald Trump, it is a spectacular victory, and it's only the second time in American history that an American president has come back to power after a gap of 4 years. The conversation that took place between the two, the 46th and the 47th president of the United States of America. President Trump thanked President Biden for the smooth transition of power. Listen in.
Politics is tough, and it's in many cases not a very nice world, but it is a nice world today, and I appreciate very much a transition that's so smooth. It'll be as smooth as it can get, and I very much appreciate that, Jim.
You're welcome. Thank you all.
And I quickly want to cut across to Washington, D.C., where India Today's Rohit Sharma now joins us with the latest on this big story. Rohit, Donald Trump is actually making it very clear. He's won all the 7 swing states. He said it wasn't a very nice place, but it's now a very nice place. He's won all the swing states. He's won the popular mandate. He has the Senate. He has the House. He has the presidency. He has the administration. Describe to us the buzz in Washington, D.C. and how this transition is actually taking place on ground.
Well, Gaurav, it is a very different Washington, D.C. from 2016. Look, in 2016, there were doubts about his victory. He wasn't particularly happy about how things had gone down. People were saying Russia helped him win the election. This is a different Donald Trump. This is a different Washington, D.C. He's getting welcomed by his Republican counterparts at the Capitol Hill. Remember, in 2016, there were holdouts. Paul Ryan did not endorse him until later, in that election cycle. So it's a different Washington, D.C. altogether. He seems very calm. He seems very composed. In 2016, the same White House, same room when he was meeting with President Obama, he looked troubled. And today he's looking at ease. This is going to be his White House. The room that he's sitting in, they're going to switch positions. He's going to be sitting towards the right next time we see him in 68 days from now. So I think Donald Trump has come to a very welcoming Washington, D.C. His appointees, there were a lot of questions about who's he's going to appoint and not. Some of them are welcomed even by some of his critics. So I think Donald Trump is enjoying this moment in glory. He's making sure that he knows he's the boss. And look, even in this meeting with President Biden, it's not easy. They've called each other a bunch of names throughout the campaign, but to be able to do this and show this to American people speaks volumes about how much they care about uniting people and putting up this front and saying, look, we've got to put this behind. And as he said in his own words, politics is tough, but this will be a smooth transition, and that's what we've been picking up on the ground, Gaurav.
That's almost like a signal that's being sent out to those who may try and sabotage it. At least that's what the buzz is on ground.